So let us start with today's episode of vitamins. Now first let us see what are the learning objectives of today's lesson. That is, at the end of today's lesson we will learn what are vitamins, what are the classification of vitamins, and what are the functions of vitamin. Now what are vitamins? Now previously, if you remember in the last episode, minerals, we have told that minerals are the inorganic chemicals which the body needs in some amount for the basic functioning of the body. Whereas what are vitamins? Vitamins are complex organic chemicals. So minerals are inorganic salts, but vitamins are organic chemicals that are needed in our food in small quantities. Now we don't need a huge amount of vitamins for our body to make it functional. It needs only a very small amount of vitamins are obtained through food, but some are produced in the intestine also. Vitamin D, we all know, which is good for our bones, can be produced by the skin itself if we are exposing our skin to sunlight. But remember, this sunlight exposure is also harmful at times, because we are telling that sunlight it is having UV rays and all. So make it a point that if you are walking or taking the sunlight for vitamin D synthesis, it should be the morning light from 7 to 10 or 7 to 9. So after that we say that it is having UV rays in it which are harmful for our skin, which may lead to skin cancer also. Not only skin allergies and rashes, but also deadly diseases. So it's better the morning sunlight, which is very good for vitamin D synthesis. There our skin should be, we should have a walk, we should remain outside for 1 or 2 hours and do some physical activity so that our skin is exposed to sunlight. Now we can say that not only a single food contain all vitamins in right amount. So there are several foods which all together combine to form a balanced diet. So balanced diet we will be studying in the next video, but here we will study about vitamins only. So what are vitamins? To sum up, we can say that they are complex organic chemicals which our body needs in small quantities. Now vitamin D and vitamin A, they can be made in our body. One is made in our skin, another one is made in our intestine. No food contains all the vitamins in right amount. Okay, so we need to take each and every food in certain amount so that we can meet our needs of vitamin. In case of deficiency, several diseases may occur if we are deficient of certain vitamins. So let us start with the next slide. Now what are the types of vitamins? Now we can say here that there are mainly two types of vitamins. First is fat soluble vitamins. What does this mean? These vitamins are actually soluble in fats only, and they occur in food containing fats. They are actually stored in the liver and in the fatty tissues of our body. So these are stored in liver and they are stored in the fatty tissues of the body. And they are mainly A, D, E and K. Okay, and they are stored in our body. They are not excreted from our body, right? But water soluble vitamins like vitamin B complex and vitamin C, they are soluble in water. So what happens? As they are soluble in water, when they are in excess in our body, they will be excreted through our urine. So they are excreted through our urine. They are not stored in our body. Not stored, right? They are not stored in body and they are excreted through urine. So we should keep on taking this vitamin C and vitamin B complex. Like every day, certain amount of vitamin C and vitamin B complex should be taken. Otherwise, we will be deficient of these vitamins as they are soluble in water, not stored in the body. They are excreted through urine. So now we will see that how these vitamins, from which sources we are obtaining this, how they are working, what are their functions, and what are their deficiency diseases. Let us move on to the next one. Now first we will be dealing with fat soluble vitamins. Now first comes vitamin A. The main function of vitamin A is, we will say that it is helping in vision, in reproduction, in maintaining a good bone health, immune system and skin. Now the main food sources here, we have seen two sources like carrot and green leafy vegetables, but in the next slide I will show you the major sources of vitamin A and what is the scientific name of vitamin A also I will discuss. Just here you have an overview of all the vitamins, fat soluble vitamins. This is D. This also strengthens the bone. It helps in calcium absorption and helps in the development of a strong immune system. Okay, here nowadays for coronavirus pandemic, we are telling everywhere that your immune system should be strong. You should have adequate amount of vitamins and minerals in your body. Vitamin D has been given main importance because many have started taking vitamin D capsules, but it is not necessary actually. Without medical supervision or without doctor's prescription, you can't take vitamin D or any other multivitamin. It harms your several organs. They get deposited and they will cause damage to certain organs. Now next comes vitamin E. It is also a fat soluble vitamin and it is also necessary for immune system, and it flushes out the toxins or the harmful products from our body. So these are toxins, harmful products. Now next comes vitamin K, which is a blood clotting factor. Now I have done a video on blood clotting or blood coagulation. If you refer to that, if you go to my videos and refer to my blood coagulation videos, you will see how I have shown you the formation of the blood clot. Okay, so there you can see the role of vitamin K. So here you are just knowing that how the blood clotting is formed, but in 10th standard you will see the process of blood coagulation. I have done a video on that. If you want, you can go and see that video also. Refer to that one. Now we will see this in details in the next slide. Now here let us see vitamin A. Chemical name or scientific name is retinol. The sources are leafy vegetables, carrot, tomato, pumpkin, papaya, mango, meat, fish, egg, liver, milk, cod liver oil, shark and liver oil. So deficiency causes eye and skin diseases. What are the symptoms? What will happen? Night blindness, xerophthalmia, cornea failure, scaly skin. So these are all the symptoms if they are deficient of vitamin A. Mainly eye and skin diseases occurs in deficiency of this vitamin A. Now next comes the next fat soluble vitamin or vitamin D. The scientific name is calciferol. This is also present in liver, egg, butter, cod liver oil, shark, liver oil or morning sun rays. I have told you just now, it should not be the sun rays from 12 to 2 or 12 to 1. It is the morning sun rays between 6 to 10 or 6 to 9, it will be better. So it is causing some bone diseases, and it is always essential, vitamin D is essential for maintaining the calcium and phosphorus levels in the body by enhancing their absorption in the intestine and regulating the exchange between blood and bones. Now if there is less vitamin D, the absorption is less, it is not maintaining the calcium and phosphorus balance of the body, and thus the bones will become brittle. So improper formation of the bones, knock knees, that is two knees will come together like joint knee structures, the swollen knees, wrists, delayed dentition and weak bones. Now what does this knock knees term mean? This knock knees is actually when the due to this vitamin D deficiency or due to any accident, due to infection of the bones, the knees they generally come closer, okay, than they should be. So they come closer to each other. So that is a disorder called knock knees. It generally mainly occurs in the females or girl children, but rare cases are also found where it is affecting the male child also. Now next is vitamin E, which is called, the scientific name is tocopherol. So the resources are fruits, vegetables, sprouts, meat, egg, sunflower oil. Now what is it? It is causing fertility disorder. Okay, and actually this is associated with the intake of polyunsaturated fatty acids. So, and it is very much essential for nutrition, and it is this symptoms, how can we see that it is causing abortion in females? Now, and we can say that the females are getting aborted twice or thrice. They are unable to conceive properly, they are unable to give birth properly. So that is fertility disorder, and in males it causes sterility. So these are the disorders which is mainly due to vitamin E deficiency or tocopherol deficiency. Next comes vitamin K or phylloquinone. So vitamin K is present in green leafy vegetables and milk. And vitamin K, I have told you, you refer to my video on blood clotting. I have told you in details the role of vitamin K in the formation of blood clot. So it helps in blood clotting, and if you are having deficiency in vitamin K, there will be delay in blood clotting, and it will cause excess bleeding. So once there is a cut in your body, it will not cause stop that blood. It will keep on continuously bleeding from that point, because there is vitamin K deficiency. Is it clear to all? So this is all about this fat soluble vitamin. Now we will move on to water soluble vitamins. So when we are discussing about each and every vitamins, we are already discussing about their functions. So in gist, we can say that vitamin A, it promotes the growth and maintains the proper eyesight. It helps in the development of healthy skin. Okay, vitamin D, it helps in the blood and bone formation. Vitamin E, it helps in growth and for making a person fertile. Now for phylloquinone or vitamin K, we can say it helps in blood clotting. So these are the important functions whose deficiency leads to deficiency disorders. Now let us move on to the last slide, which will be dealing with the water soluble vitamins. Now here we can see that vitamin B5, now we have seen earlier that water soluble vitamins consists of vitamin B complex and vitamin C. Now what does this vitamin B complex combine of? They are having vitamin B5, B6, B7, B9, B12. So these are all parts of vitamin B complex. Now first let us see vitamin B5. So what it is doing? It is working. What is the function of vitamin B in our body? It works in synergy with some other vitamin B to convert our food into energy. It helps to improve our cardiovascular health as well as support the nervous system and hormones and hemoglobin. Now here we can say what are the foods. Avocados, broccoli, salmon and cauliflower are the main principal sources of vitamin B5. Now here we can say that at least 5 mg of should be taken by men and women, less than a teaspoon. Now next comes pyridoxine or vitamin B6. It works in synergy with some other vitamin B vitamins. It helps in this is also helping in lowering the homocysteine levels in our body, and it helps to maintain a good cardiovascular health. Now please go through your textbook also, where you will be seeing that how each and every vitamin works, their sources, their functions and their minimum daily requirement is written there. Now what are the sources here? We can say the sources are ripe banana, carrot, sweet potato and tuna fish. Now the recommended dose is 1.3 mg in men or 1.7 mg for men over 51 years and 1.3 mg in men below 51 years, and over that it should be 1.5 mg. Now next comes vitamin B7. Okay, it is essential for healthy bones and hair. The sources are almost the same, and sunflower seeds have been added here. Vitamin B9, it helps in the cell repair and maintenance of the body. It helps in cardiovascular health, maintaining a proper cardiovascular health and reducing the homocysteine. Is it clear? So these are all the functions, general prototypic functions of vitamin B complex. Okay, they are all helping almost in maintaining our cardiovascular health. They all help to lower the homocysteine level in our body. And mostly vitamin B12 also, they help to keep our nerve and red blood cells healthy. Now here sources of vitamin B9 is broccoli, chickpeas, beets, black eyed peas. So these are the recommended doses mentioned over here. And here vitamin B12 sources are sardines, egg, chicken, etc. Now let us move on to vitamin C. Now vitamin C is actually essential for the growth and development of the body's tissues. It also helps in the formation of collagen as well as helps in iron absorption. Okay, if you are vitamin C deficient, iron will be less in your body. So it helps in strengthening the immune system of the body. And mainly the fruits or vegetables which are sour in taste or contain citric acid are rich in vitamin C. At least 90 mg should be consumed by men and 70 mg should be consumed by female. Okay, so these are all the recommended doses. Go through your textbook, go through my videos, read them properly so that you get it clear. Each and every vitamin with their scientific name, with their functions, with their food sources, and what are the deficiency disease. Whichever book you are following, each and every book will have a certain chart given, or you can go through my charts also. Just try to go through it, make a chart and learn each and everything in a chart form so that it will be easier. If a question is being asked that retinol or calciferol, what are the functions of calciferol? Instead of vitamin D, if they are giving you what are the functions of calciferol, what are the food sources and what are its deficiency diseases, what are the functions of folic acid. So vitamin B9 is called the folic acid or folate. So go through them so that you can know them. Vitamin C is called the ascorbic acid. So go through your textbook so that you can go through all the terms, all the functions and all the scientific names. Okay, is it clear? And vitamin C deficiency, we generally, it's recommended by the doctors that to take more citrus foods like oranges, amla, lime, lemon, guava, tomato, gooseberry, cabbage, etc. So this is all about vitamins. So this is all the fat soluble vitamins as well as water soluble vitamins. I think it is clear to everyone. If you want to revise it again, go through my videos properly, go through your textbook, make it thorough so that when we are moving to the next part I'll be teaching you about water, roughage and balanced diet. So that is also quite an important part in nutrition. Without water, without roughage and without a balanced diet which contains all vitamins and minerals as well, we can't go for a healthy living style. Okay, so healthy diet is combined of a balanced diet which contains adequate amount of vitamins and minerals along with roughage, along with water. So next slide we will be discussing about water, roughage and balanced diet. So this is all for today, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, dear students, and don't forget to write your comments whether you understand my topic, whether you are liking it or not, so that whenever I am moving to the next part I can clear the doubts with you. Okay, thank you.